In the upcoming election in March, a historic move is affecting a major race in St. Tammany Parish. It's for the district attorney's seat to fulfill the unexpired term of Warrant Montgomery, who died in November. For the first time ever, RPEC, the Republican Parish Executive Committee, has canceled the all-important endorsement forum, all because of a conflict of interest.
I am handling the case with one of the ADAs, prosecuting a guy named John Raymond, who's on the RPEC board.
Colin Sims is the interim district attorney for St. Tammany Parish and is also running for the seat. He is prosecuting John Raymond, who is charged with 4 counts of cruelty to juvenile in relation to a disciplinary method he used at his school. Raymond is also a member of RPEC. So the chair of RPEC asked Raymond to recuse himself because of the conflict of interest. But Raymond refused.
I'm not going to do the easy thing. I'm going to do the right thing. I'm innocent. I've been elected to an office by the Republican voters. I will do my duty to those Republican voters and not capitulate under the pressure of politicians who want to twist the advantage in their favor.
Raymond said there is nothing in the bylaws that require him to recuse himself. The chair of RPEC, Josh Allison, says after talking to other members, he decided to cancel the important endorsement forum because it wouldn't be fair to Sims. But Sims says the forum should still take place so that voters can make an informed decision before heading to the polls.
So if he's not willing to do the right thing and recuse himself, I'm still willing to participate because I feel like it's a shame that the entire forum is held hostage because of one guy. So if that ends up being the format, then that's the format.
I think the optics say what the chairman of the RPEC needs to do is say, wait a minute, a person is innocent unless proven guilty. John Raymond is a duly authorized and elected member of this committee. We're going to move forward with our forum. And Colin, if you want to show up, you're welcome to. If you want to stay home, you're welcome to.
And so the chair of RPEC tells me that if Colin Sims still wants to move forward with the forum, he will consider it. The other candidate in this race, Vincent Wynn, released a statement about this matter saying, quote, "It's not up to me to determine what the RPEC board should deem fair or unfair. But in my opinion, a candidate who wants to be district attorney should be prepared to answer proponents and opponents alike."